me and you
Mm-hmm.
are going to pimp an OnlyFans page.
We're going to pimp. So we're going to be an OnlyFans content creators pimps?
Pimps or managers or producers, whatever, but pimps is
Yeah.
a more accurate word. What we're going to do is we're going to find someone, a fan of ours, who has no OnlyFans presence at all.
Very little.
I'd say none.
Well, none. Well, that means like, do they have a channel? You got to have someone that's.
I think it's better if we take a virgin flower.
Someone who's like, I've not even thought of doing this, and we're like, you should be a whore.
All right, so Bert Kreischer continues to get more desperate since falling off. Now his next big career move is to talk someone into sex work so he can be their pimp, which Tom actually isn't opposed to. He just thinks talking somebody into it probably isn't very appropriate. You'd rather find somebody already involved. But Bert's been floating this idea around to someone that works for him. He seriously asked one of his employees how much he'd need to get paid to start an OnlyFans, which creeped out all of his other employees and resulted in a giant fight. So then Bert started freaking out about how he has a content house. He seriously says that this 50-year-old man is calling his house a content house.
No, but take someone who's got like a low-key presence. I think a
low-key presence. Okay, I think he's somebody who's already doing it.
Okay.
So that you're not like going like, you should sell your bot. Like they should be already doing it.
Okay. So we'll take a low-key presence.
Okay.
And then we will simply manage their account.
Okay.
We will help them build a following.
Promote the shit out of them.
Promote the shit out of them. But we take a very small cut.
Okay.
Now, my original pitch was to Rachel, who works in my office. My original pitch, and it got shut down by every woman in here. And I had a fucking fight about how this is a content house and this is fucking different than everything you fucking know. I am so tired, Tom, of women talking to me like they're fucking. You know what?
It's like equals. I get it.
Do you know what? Can I? Okay, hang on.
Yeah, so Bert has a content house, and I think he calls it that because he's been watching a lot of streamers recently, and he couldn't believe how much money they make, and he said he's really impressed with people like Jack Doherty, who's just the worst. Everyone hates him. But of course, Bert thinks what he's doing is brilliant. I mean, Bert has to be one of the only people that's ever said something positive about him. And I know Bert has said a lot of stupid shit over the years, but like this comment says, him calling Jack Doherty a genius has to be one of the top 3 dumbest things he's ever said. And I think Bert might have gotten this OnlyFans manager idea from him because that's what he does. And Bert talks about how much money him and other streamers make. So he might have been inspired by Jack Doherty. How sad is that?
The most brilliant universe that ever existed in the entire world. The group that is Kai Cenat and Drewski and Aiden Ross and Jack Doherty and all these streamers who...
Are you calling them the most brilliant people in the history of the world?
Do they make... How much does Kai Cenat make? How much did Kai Cenat make?
I don't care what they make. I don't say like...
Buddy, what a cheat code. The guys figured out how to make $160 million a year.
What?
Dude, he makes more money than like...
So I think Bert probably wants to get involved in streaming too, along with the pimp game, since his comedy career is kind of fading, the podcast views are down, he's not selling as many tickets. I don't know how many times people want to pay to see Bert take his shirt off. And it seems like that's all he can come up with because now his new bit is to just pay girls to take their shirts off, very original stuff. So Bert decided to pitch the idea of running an OnlyFans account for one of his employees at his content house, but it wasn't received very well.
We're on a podcast. We're going to have to edit it out because someone got uncomfortable. By the way, they're listening to this downstairs and they're fucking getting uncomfortable again. Someone got uncomfortable. Not Rachel. I said, what's your price point for me to buy your OnlyFans? Where, what would be like if I said $100,000 a year and then we run an OnlyFans for you in the office? Mm-hmm. Like, what's your buyout? Like, what if it's $500,000 a year? What if it's $1 million a year? Would you? And she was like, "Oh, $1 million a year? Yeah." I go, "You got to get naked." She goes, "No, that's fine. $1 million a year." And then there's so many women in this house, and they're like, "HR violation." And I was like, "Guys, we're creating content. We're not being real right now. She's not really starting a fucking OnlyFans page. We're just creating content. And so I was like, you know what? Fuck this house. Fuck Birdie Boy. I'm taking it to your mom's house. They're fucking outlaws."
And Tom is probably just thinking about how much money is in this. Like Andrew Tate, he made hundreds of millions of dollars doing this kind of thing. And Tom was a fan of his, and he was one of the first people to have him on his podcast. So he definitely realizes there's a lot of money in this. Also, he started that podcast on his network that's hosted by a former Playboy model. And that did pretty well right when it first started, at least. I mean, it's definitely tapered off. But now I think the next step for YMH might be to get involved in the sex sex work industry. I mean, Bert sounds like he'd probably do most of the work for him. You know, he sounds really excited about this and to go through all the submissions.
I understand that we're kind of turning into producers, but like, what if we took someone, promoted their OnlyFans,
and kind of
managed them?
Yeah,
bring them on the
that's
pod.
An idea.
Bring on the pod. I mean this with humility, but I think I think my career speaks for itself. I think the average person running an OnlyFans isn't looking at it as a white space. They're looking at it as, I just got to send pictures of my tits or my feet. I got to fart in a jar or whatever. I think, do you remember the one in the race car where the girl's tits are jiggling? Like, what if we helped her create the content where the tit came out? Like, you know, like to create the content that doesn't dick tease you, it sells it. And then you post it online and you go for full video, go to OnlyFans. So yeah, that's my OnlyFans pitch to you. What
do you guys think? How do we field Bert's submissions? Which email, guys?
2bears1cave@gmail.com. And also feel free to DM the YMH Studios Instagram page.
And DM me too. I don't want to see them. Oh, I need to log into them. Yeah.
The YMH Studios email account, and we could just pull submissions from that. You're going to get bombarded, dude.
I can't wait.
Okay.
My testosterone is way too high. I'm jerking off twice a day.
So these two are down bad, but somehow over at The Fighter and the Kid, it's an even sadder scene. Like, they recently finally decided to start a Patreon. For some reason, they waited till they hit rock bottom to start one. And it sounds like they don't know what to do on there. Like, they're just throwing out random ideas. And the only thing Brian can come up with is teaching self-defense classes and flashing his balls. Like, whenever they try to advertise their Patreon to sell it, they bring up how Brian's about to expose his balls on there. And you can see that for only $5 a month. So he's kind of using it as his OnlyFans. I guess these comedians have just run out of ideas, and now they're all getting involved in OnlyFans.
It's uncensored.
Yeah, twice a month fan questions, behind the scenes content.
Oh, dude, we got all sorts of tasty content.
Like me teaching you guys self-defense on Brett.
We're going to put Brian's balls on there finally.
What
People
are
asking.
$100 a month?
Speaking of advertising, how about our Patreon?
Am I allowed to show my balls on Patreon?
I did look it up, but it's a tricky territory.
Oh,
I mean,
is
if
it
I
dicey?
just had my balls sitting out like this for no reason because I'm trying to air them out, is that illegal on Patreon?
I'm going to ask our Patreon guy, but I'm also going to, I think it's worth just doing. And
I don't. Not if it gets Patreon taken down. Definitely ask before we upload
Especially my balls.
But what we would do is that clip that we have of Brian pulling out his nuts where it was blurred out, I think we just upload that clip uncensored.
I don't think we still have the raw of that.
Hey, God. Because my balls look way better now.
Yeah.
You know?
They get bigger with time.
Yeah.
We'll just upload a picture of your nuts on there and be like, this is what we were dealing with.
Good to just show my whole 3-piece set so people can see what I'm working with.
Yeah, so I'm going to ask about the balls thing. And like,
let's not just upload it and then sabotage the Patreon. That's not worth it.
I mean, they're not going to do it from the get-go, but they'll give us a warning. However, I'm with you. We'll ask them first. So, that and the porn stuff. I think we should be good, though.
And that seems like the only thing Brian's excited about doing on Patreon, along with the self-defense classes. But Brendan's making him do a Q&A on there next week, which I don't think he's too thrilled about. I mean, he's completely checked out of this podcast, you could tell. So it's mostly going to be Brendan coming up with stuff to do on Patreon. And obviously, his video ideas aren't much better. Like, he advertises it by talking about how it's going to be uncensored, and he's going to react to these gnarly, explicit videos, kind of like what Tom Segura used to do on his podcast, which is really outdated now. But of course, Brendan thinks this is something people still want to see. I mean, reaction videos like this were kind of popular years ago. You know, there's a video of Rogan from 17 years ago reacting to disgusting videos. I bet Brendan probably just saw that recently and thought it'd be something he could do for Patreon. Like, he's trying to come up with anything he can. I mean, him and Brian advertise it by talking about how you could see Brian's balls and watch Brendan react to a video of a man getting fucked to death by a horse. That's what they're up to on Patreon.
Speaking of advertising, how about our Patreon?
Oh, dude. Let's get to our Patreon.
Dude, I just did the first fan Q&A.
You did?
Did the first fan Q&A. A lot of great questions. No, for our Patreon.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Good.
And you got to do the next one, bud.
All right. I'm on it.
But yeah, if you haven't seen it, the Patreon is lit, dude. And it's going to be extra lit because we're going to bring up Mr. Hands video. We're going to bring up guys putting peanut butter on their wiener, girls on their vajayjays. That's what we get into
Maybe my
on the
balls.
Patreon.
You never know.
You never know. It's patreon.com/TFATK. You get every show ad-free plus extended episodes.
Yeah, so it's hilarious that this is what Brendan comes up with. You know, I think more people will subscribe to see Brian's balls than whatever the hell Brendan's doing on there. But also, Brian might want to get permission from Bobby Lee first. You know, Bobby could think Brian is stealing his exposed balls bit. It's at least more original than Brennan's idea, though. I'll give him that. But it's just so funny to see what these guys are up to. You know, Tom and Burr are trying to find a girl to pimp out. Brian's pimping himself out, and Brennan's watching porn on Patreon. So Rogan needs to get these guys under control. But let me know what you think, and make sure you subscribe to keep updated and check out my Patreon. I know it's not as good as The Fighter and the Kids. I mean, I haven't revealed my balls on there. I know people are disappointed about that, but there are over 140 exclusive videos, and I've been covering how the Rogansphere is the laughing stock of the comedy scene now. And I also recently talked about Duncan Trussell's losing his mind, and I covered Sam Hyde's crash out on Harlan Williams and Joe Rogan's crash out on Brian Callen. That was wild. So there's a lot of stuff over there. It's definitely worth it. Make sure you check it out. There'll be a link in the description.